The dust didn't move. No wind, no sound, just stillness. 50,000 Roman soldiers stood at the edge of a valley.
They looked confident. They looked ready. They had no idea they were already dead.
The man responsible had waited for this moment his entire life. His name was Hannibal Barca, but his story begins much earlier, with a 9-year-old boy and an open flame. He was born in Carthage in 247 BC, a powerful city of merchants and sailors, but also a city carrying deep wounds. Rome had already defeated Carthage once. Hannibal's father, Hamilcar Barca, never forgot that humiliation. He carried it like a blade lodged inside his chest. One evening, as he prepared to march into Spain, young Hannibal begged to go with him. Hamilcar led the boy to an altar instead. A flame burned before them. He placed Hannibal's hand over the fire and made him swear an oath of eternal hatred for Rome. Hannibal swore, and he never broke that promise. Years later, Rome humiliated Carthage again. More taxes, more restrictions, more humiliation. Hannibal read the terms slowly inside his tent in Spain. Then he folded the letter, set it down, stood up, and said one word to his generals: march. He planned something no one believed possible. He would cross the Alps in winter with 37 war elephants. Roman commanders in Italy laughed when they heard the plan. No army crosses the Alps in winter. No general is that desperate. Hannibal was. Snow reached chest deep in the mountain passes. Ice cracked boots and split hooves. Soldiers cried openly on the rocks. Some deserted, some froze where they stood. By the time Hannibal crossed the mountains, he had lost nearly half his army. He even lost sight in one eye from infection. Half blind, half an army, but still moving. 15 days later, Hannibal descended into Italy and immediately began winning. At the Battle of the Trebia, he studied Roman habits. Roman soldiers always crossed rivers before breakfast. Cold water, empty stomachs, stiff muscles. He let them wade chest deep into the icy river, then attacked from both sides. The result was slaughter. Then came the Battle of Lake Trasimene. Hannibal hid thousands of warriors inside thick morning fog. Roman soldiers marched blindly along the lakeshore. Hannibal waited until the entire army was trapped. Then he gave the signal. Warriors exploded from the fog on all sides. 15,000 Romans died in under 3 hours. 3 Roman armies destroyed. And Hannibal still hadn't reached Rome. Rome panicked. They appointed a dictator, Quintus Fabius Maximus. Fabius refused to fight Hannibal directly. Instead, he followed him quietly, cut supply lines, blocked passes, starved his army slowly. The strategy was working, but Roman pride couldn't tolerate patience, so Rome raised its largest army ever, 86,000 soldiers, and marched them toward a small town called Cannae. What happened there became one of the greatest military disasters in history. August 2nd, 216 BC. The battlefield was flat and dusty. Hannibal had 50,000 men. The Romans had 86,000, nearly twice as many. Any normal general would retreat. Hannibal did the opposite. He placed his weakest troops in the center, his strongest warriors on both sides. The Romans advanced, shield against shield, a massive wall of iron. They pushed hard. Hannibal's center slowly bent backward. To the Romans, it looked like victory. They pushed deeper, packed tighter, but they couldn't see what Hannibal could see. His wings were closing, slowly, like 2 arms wrapping around a throat. His cavalry had already defeated the Roman horsemen. They swept around behind the army. Every exit was gone. 86,000 Roman soldiers were trapped.
packed so tightly many couldn't even lift their swords. The killing became methodical. By sunset, 70,000 Romans were dead. In a single afternoon, 70,000. As darkness fell, Hannibal walked the battlefield silently. Servants collected rings from Roman nobles. They filled 3 bushels of rings from men who thought that morning would be ordinary. For centuries, generals studied this battle. The tactics were copied by commanders like Scipio Africanus, analyzed by Julius Caesar, and admired by Napoleon Bonaparte. Even today, military academies still teach the Battle of Cannae. All because of one man, a one-eyed general who crossed mountains with elephants, because of an oath he swore as a child over a flame.